Hey guys, welcome back. If you're here watching this video, it probably means you have a machine that tipped over upside down and now it's not starting. But what you want to do is don't keep starting it. There's a couple steps you want to take to get that machine running again. So this machine right here, this was being towed by another unit and somehow ended upside down. How that happened is beyond me, and I don't know how they did it, but that's not the purpose of this tutorial. Purpose of this is to explain to you exactly what you need to do to get this thing running properly again. All right, a couple things is you want to remove your air cleaner, which I had done so already. Chances are you got a lot of oil up there in the carburetor. All right, in this case, look at this air filter. The foam is just destroyed. That you're going to need to replace. You also want to examine your air filter. All right, this should not have any oil in there, but in this case it is saturated with oil. We're not even going to try to clean that out. We're just going to junk it. If yours appears to be fine, then you can try reusing it, but for the cost of these things, I would recommend just replacing it. The next thing you're going to want to do is make sure your gas is turned on, and underneath there's going to be a carburetor bowl. You're going to take a 10mm wrench and you're going to loosen that until the gas starts pouring out. If there's any oil in there, we want to get it out of there. And just let that drain. Get yourself a little bowl like this, and you're going to let that drain out. Leave the gas on until it starts coming out clear. It might come out clear from the beginning, but let it drain a pretty good amount anyway to get any contaminants out of there. And then you can go ahead, tighten that bolt back up, and shut your gas back off. And we're going to let that drain a little bit. And now it's coming clear. At first it was a little bit discolored, just telling me that we did have some oil in there. You can see the color of it. I'm going to let this drain a good amount here. Alright. Now go ahead and shut the gas off and tighten this back up. Alright, next thing you want to do, you want to pull your spark plug out, examine that. It's probably going to be soaked in oil. Alright, this one's really corroded here. Now you can take some gum cutter, carbon choke cleaner, gas, and just to clean all this up, spray it down, dip it in some gas, blow some air on it, wipe it off, whatever. But for the cost of these things, I would just replace it. Get rid of the plug. But if you don't have the money and you need to get it running right away, just clean it up really good. Now that you have the cylinder exposed, you're going to want to put on some safety glasses or just put a towel over that hole. You're going to go ahead and you're going to pull your pull start probably about 15 or 20 times just to blow out any oil or contaminants that are in there. But be careful, because on this particular unit I kind of physically have to lean over the hole to get to this pull start. And when I pull this, if there is oil in there, it's going to squirt in my face. So, but put a towel over it or put some safety goggles on and just pull this pull start about 15-20 times, and you want to clean out that cylinder head. If you're working on a machine and you have this happen and you're watching a video, you're probably in a really ticked off mood. So when you're putting these plugs back in, just be really careful, because the area that you're putting these in is really tight and very easy to cross thread these, and then you have a whole new set of problems. So put it in with your hand first, get the plug started, and use the proper tools, get an extension, because with a socket in there, it kind of puts your drive really wedged up against that muffler. If you put an attachment on there, you can bring your attachment out here and work with your ratchet away from the exhaust. At this point, you should be able to put everything back together once you have it all cleaned up and ready. But first thing you want to do is you want to check the oil, because being that you had flipped the machine upside down, you may have lost a significant amount of oil. It might be a little bit low. So definitely check the oil before you start it up and put the proper oil back in. Now also, you might want to get a couple extra spark plugs, because any oil that is in the motor, it may foul out that plug rather quickly. So you may find yourself taking that plug back out, cleaning it again, putting it back in. If you're like me, I just like to put new back in. So if you have $10 and you can order 3 plugs, you may need to get some new plugs just to get this thing till it's back to running normal on a daily basis. But that's it. Follow those simple techniques. You should get your machine up and running again. Remember, it's going to smoke a little bit. That's normal. Just let it run, let it clean out its system. And remember, you may have to change that spark plug again if it starts running rough. All right, hopefully this tip helped. Guys, please give me a subscribe below and a like. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. I do these videos daily, and I'll see you next time.